Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's me, Jordan, because David's not here this week. He had a child born, so he took time off to do that kind of stuff. But, hey, what a week it's been. We have the Xbox Showcase, Partner Showcase, PlayStation raised its prices, and, to top it all off, Afro Man won his court case. Oh, what a week!
I'm prepared for one of those things.
Yeah, what a week. Wow.
Oh, man. Did we say why David isn't making it?
He had a baby.
Yeah.
Well, not him, but his wife.
I didn't know if we were announcing
You
that.
never know nowadays, so you got to specify.
There we have a new member of the XoneBros family.
Yes.
Child was born, and it happened this week. And so David gets the week off, I guess, you know? So
Seems reasonable.
congratulations, David. And Afro Man, apparently.
And Afro Man. Yeah, good week for everybody.
Yeah.
So, anyway, should we just start about, since Blake knows PlayStation.
Yeah, I came prepared
Yeah.
with what I was asked
PlayStation,
prepared.
do you know the price? PlayStation raised the prices of, is it all their consoles?
Yes.
Yeah, not just the Pro, but all of them.
Yeah, but here's the deal. So
Oh, we're already going into the
Yeah,
deal.
here's
How much? How much did it raise?
okay, so we're only going to care about one because your audience only cares about one, and that's the Pro. If they're listening to this podcast, they only care about the Pro. They don't care about the disc and the discless and all that stuff.
I don't have the Pro.
I know, and I don't either. It's because
No, I
this
thought
is
it
an
was-
Xbox
it was too much
podcast,
to
not a
begin with.
PlayStation podcast.
I have the regular. Well, actually, I have the 5 Slim.
I've got one that I haven't fired up in months, and I paid for the stupid subscription because it was on auto thing, and I'm really mad.
Oh.
Well, you hit Tsushima.
Yeah,
Really
that's
hard.
pretty much the only thing I played.
And then you were gonna do like God of War and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and,
and
then
I did the first one. That was fine.
It's
Second one got
It's because
boring.
you hit Tsushima hard. You needed like
Yeah.
a break.
I did. So they.
Hey, I like my Xbox, like my cheap Xbox. I use that one all the time.
No, I mean, I've got 7 Xboxes, so it's fine.
I know, but you're saying like people are only going to be concerned about the Pro.
No,
but
no,
I would push back. I think
people that are spending the time listening to your quality Xbox podcast, they're heavy users.
I know, but
They're serious.
I'm just saying I use the baby Xbox, the Xbox Series S, all the time, and I'm a heavy user.
Well, yeah, so am I. Like I said, I got 7.
So I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm sad to
there's a
admit it,
circle.
but-
There's a circle that we're over here is like probably bigger.
Yeah.
This is the people that care about the PS Pro,
Yeah.
and then this is PlayStation 5 Pro, and then maybe a little, but they still overlap.
Hey,
Okay.
Fitzy, he's paid for the PS5 for years and still pays for PS Plus, and he hasn't played it for at least a year.
Yeah, see,
do you
me.
know why every company goes to subscriptions?
Because of that.
what? Yeah. Do you know what? We were just talking about it before the show. I have 12 Audible credits.
We were. That's why.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah.
Because I forgot that I had the subscription, and I was like, "Oh, Mark, I'm gonna cancel these. Give me 12 books so I can use these credits real quick."
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, subscritions work.
Yeah, well, and you have 12 because they cancel after a year
No,
anyways.
so
You probably have
who
36,
knows
you just
how
lost
much
them
I
all.
actually?
That's funny. Okay,
yeah.
so back to you, Blake.
So
The one that people care about.
the one that people and the one that's going to affect, I think, everything in the future. The Pro went up 150 bones. So you know
what was it,
where that
six-
puts it.
it was-
Okay.
was it
So where do you
6
think that
before?
puts it at? Where do you think that puts it at? Goes up 150 bucks.
749.
No, it was 7 before, wasn't it? So it's 800 and something, right? Or no, that puts it at 1,000, right? Because it was 750.
900 bucks.
Yeah.
So 849, or is it?
No, $899.99.
So the
it's like,
PlayStation 5 is 899.
And
Holy smokes!
Okay, so to me, what this means in an Xbox sense is we're going 1,000 plus.
For the next generation.
Next generation. You might be able to come in at the very beginning and hit a $900 price point, or maybe a $950 price point, and be like, look, here's our new hardware, and we're either the same price or just below, or just maybe a smidge above what PlayStation is.
Well-
right? But it's better, right? Because we're not comparing apples to apples because it's the next generation. But this tells me for certain there's no way that when PlayStation comes out, whenever it is 2 years from now, or whenever the heck it's going to be, 3 years from now,
2029, I think.
2029, whenever that's going to be,
29, yeah.
If they're creeping up on that $1,000 mark now, when their next console releases their top of the line one, it's going to be north of 1,000.
Yeah, and I wonder if this move, because the PlayStation 5, I mean, everyone has it that wants it at this point, I would assume. You know, it's a dated hardware.
Yeah, it's still selling like crazy though.
It is still selling like crazy. But what I'm getting at is, I think this is probably a move to prep the butt cheeks.
Yep.
For the next generation.
So their bottom line, quote unquote, you know, so the PlayStation 5 with a disc drive still attached to it, right? Because that's the cheaper one, which is weird. It's the cheaper one is the digital one. That's the one you can't ever get because they don't ever make them because they lose too much money on them. Okay, that one is now $600, and the one with the disc
$599.
Yeah, $599.99.
Yeah,
$600.
That 1 cent is actually pretty crucial.
Remember, we don't make pennies anymore, so
we round up.
Yeah, so banking error, $600 not in your favor, and then the one with the disc is $650. So you're not getting into the PlayStation 5 for under $600, and if you're a fan or a heavy user, you're going to be at $900, right? And I think that means maybe it gives Xbox the door to come in and be like, okay, well, hey, we can price our next gen hardware when it comes out at say $900, which sucks, but they can go in and be okay. Well, we'll be $900. It will be the exact same as the PlayStation 5 Pro, but our hardware is infinitely better because it's next gen. So why are you going to spend the same amount of money, right? Or
I don't think,
or it raises everything, and they're just like, well, hey, we're actually $999.
Well, it's definitely interesting because I don't think you can have mass market appeal with a console over $500. So let's say
I think you're living 10 years too late.
Well, I don't think people can afford it.
I mean,
I know for a fact people can't afford it.
You're right.
It's too much. I think over $500. Like if the next console came out at $500, you'd be like, oh, okay. But over $500, that's when you start to be like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to get this.
Well,
but
yeah.
That being said, I think that's why Microsoft is going the way they're going with Game Pass and
sure the value
being able to play games on your PC and wherever the Game Pass app is. Because if you guys are correct, and I still don't want to believe it, but let's say Microsoft comes in at $800 for their next console.
Oh, it's going to be north.
It's going to be. I think it's above 1,000.
If you don't sell a lot of those,
yeah.
You sell those for your hardcore players, right? But if you don't sell a lot of those, then people can still subscribe to Game Pass on other devices and stuff like that, right? So interesting stuff.
So that's where it's going to be, and who knows where the world economy will be then, right? It's not getting any better. But you're right. I was actually thinking about this on the way over. At what point does gaming become a luxury? Like gaming, this level of gaming, because obviously, and Mark always gets mad at this, like every phone's a game, right? They if you're playing Candy Crush, you're a gamer, right? Mark always hates it when they include those stats in with gamers.
Well,
right.
Because you are gaming,
right?
But you're not leaning forward and drinking your Mountain Dew and getting those dubs.
No, and I agree with you. So at what point does gaming become a luxury, right? And the reason why it's going up like this, so like TVs, they've been coming down like crazy, right, to play them on, but it's because of the processor. Literally, it's AI. It's literally AI that's driving up the price of this because of all the rare earth minerals that are required to make the processors for these giant AI data centers that are being built everywhere. That is literally the reason why everything is going up across the board, because they are demanding so many rare earth materials that are required to make the processors for our gaming consoles.
Those fat lady videos that are driving their tricycles through the traffic aren't going to make themselves, Blake.
No, they're not. They're not.
They need that RAM. I'm just saying. That RAM is really crucial.
Well, maybe
to make
they'll build
videos.
all the data centers in the next year and the price will go back down.
I don't know if you've seen how many data centers they're going to look to build.
Yeah, we'll just knock them out.
Sure.
Just check them off the list, Blake. I don't think you understand what we're trying to say.
You're just like data center.
Get the crew out there and get to work.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys looked into these things, how much power they consume? Most states now are requiring them to build on-site power generation because they require so much power that the grids can't even handle them.
Hey, those fat lady videos aren't going to make themselves.
I know. So this is what I do. Did you know every time you talk to your AI, whether it's your AI of choice, right? Like I'm an iPhone guy, so I've got the Siri. She's probably going to wake up now. But every time it does a task for me.
I just want to throw it out there. She's probably not using that much power, man.
No. But this is
like,
the thing.
you don't need to feel bad. She's not.
I do this on
She's at the
purpose.
bottom of the totem pole.
She's.
I do this on purpose because I read a whole thing on it. When you thank your AI, like it does something for you, and you're like, thanks, and it's like, you're welcome. Do you know how much wasted processing power happens for non-needed responses from AI? Because you don't have to treat it nice. It's not a person. It's a pewter.
Hey,
Again,
I
mean, when our overlords take over, I'm treating it nice. This is literally, I want to be on the good
I'm just
side.
going to throw this out there. I've seen a lot of AI models out there, and Apple, I don't think she's using that much processing power.
It's crazy.
I think
like
you're fine. I think you're fine.
That's fine.
Yeah,
So I'll stop eating it.
I don't think you're burning down the forest with Siri.
No, it's crazy how much.
Now, Grok, on the other hand,
I'm gonna counter this argument.
Mm-hmm.
I think every movie I've ever seen that involves AI, it probably ended up that way because people weren't nice to their AI.
No,
so maybe
true.
that power is pretty important to just tell Skynet, hey,
I like
thanks.
You. Thank you. I appreciate your what you're doing for me.
I'm just saying, there's we could just avoid the whole Matrix if we are just polite to our AI.
Hey, so we're on this train. I'm going to keep trucking it. So, do you know how you can honestly look this up. You know how nobody actually knows how AI works?
Yeah, I'm aware.
It's so crazy. So basically the engineers that came up with it, when you type in Google, you're like, I don't know, how many times has Tom Cruise, and it's like, it'll autofill in like does his own stunts or how many movies, right? It's trying to predict what you're trying to do. And I guess the way that worked is they created a program that would kind of look at other searches and look what was out there on the web to kind of predict that, right? But apparently that only went in a linear search. Like it would read text like we read text, like right to left. And so apparently these engineers came up with a way to get it to search. And I'm an idiot. There's probably someone out there a lot smarter than me that understands this more. They got it to be able to also look up and down and left to right. And by programming it to do that, it started automatically answering questions. And they're not sure why. It's like this is verifiable. You can look it up. So they were able to tell it like, hey, when we're trying to auto predict stuff, like instead of just looking this way, why don't you look this way? And then all of a sudden, bam, it starts like answering how to make cheesecake in your easy bake oven.
But isn't that because it has more knowledge at its disposal?
But they're not exactly sure how it was able to put itself into coherent answers. Like it was literally meant to just be better predictive text, and all of a sudden it started like answering questions. Crazy. Thanks, AI.
For having
for
machine learning?
Yeah, no, for not killing me. Thank you.
Well, hey, you just caused, I don't even know how much electricity by thanking AI right now.
You're welcome. But yeah, so anyway, that's the thing on that. And PlayStations are getting expensive, which means Xboxes are going to get expensive, unfortunately.
But here's also the thing. Also, thinking about the direction Microsoft is going, do you think that, I think the hybrid model is actually like just incredibly consumer friendly in the respect that like, hey, this device can play your games across all these networks if wanted to. Do you think they're trying to make it like, hey, if we're going to charge for this, you're at least getting bang for your buck here? Because not only,
definitely.
Okay, let's say you spend, again, let's just say they come in at $900. You pay $900. You have your entire Xbox library, but now you have your Steam library too. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit more.
Yeah, they'll come in and market it that way. I did read a thing. I apologize. I didn't save the website on this. I don't remember if it was Windows Central or Xbox Live or whatever, talking about how Asha Sharma was the one who looked over and killed this is an Xbox. Like they verified that. You know how they're like, this is an Xbox,
well,
this is an Xbox.
Yeah, there was rumors that was a Sarah Bond thing, and then
apparently the thing I was reading again. I hate when people do this. I don't have the exact information like David usually does. I'm a fill-in, okay. And but yeah, apparently she was the one that was like, yoink, we're getting rid of that. No longer this is an Xbox.
Hey, you know what's also interesting? I'm just going to throw this out there. Just, I'm old enough to remember when Xbox raised their price and everybody got pissed. PlayStation is now raising their price. Not as many people are angry. I will admit, there's a few people that mentioned it, but they definitely mentioned it in different tones.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that I feel like there is still a bias out there.
Well, for sure, but I also think that
Xbox takes the heat and then PlayStation.
Yeah, whoever makes the bad move first takes the heat, and I think PlayStation is actually very good at this. at doing it later.
Yeah, they're like, all right, everybody's spent their
Well,
emotional.
like probably isn't there either because, like you were saying, Mark, everybody already owns their PlayStation 5.
There's a lot of people are celebrating the Afro Man case too. So
Yeah,
probably just got swept under the rug.
I'm sure I'm sure the Japanese execs are like, okay, Afro Man won the case.
Throw it out there.
Release it. Everyone's looking at that direction. I'm sure that's the case.
But it does. I mean, you're right though. It does position Microsoft to be like, all right, yeah, we're expensive, but Game Pass and Steam and everything's going to be there.
I still think you're going to have smaller consoles.
Do you think they'll come out like they did with the X and S?
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
They might even better.
There might even. Okay, this is my thoughts.
Issue.
This is my thoughts. You're going to have your high end. You're going to have your S, which is probably going to be what, $300 cheaper if we're at like a 1099 or I think you're going to be up there because of what they're saying that device is, the console is.
Yeah, what it's going to do.
I think it's plus 1,000. Unfortunately,
I refuse to believe it.
I'm sorry.
I know, but I still think they're going to have a smaller version. But then I also think that they're going to have a cloud-based version that is going to use a lot cheaper hardware, but it's going to run like, NVIDIA's system or whatever. I think you're going to have a 3-tier system. That's my.
I think you're right.
You know what I mean? And then Jordan, that will give you that'll get the door for those that want a device in their living room that they can just sit down and play.
I know the prices are going to be high, but I don't want to believe it. I just don't want to believe it.
I mean, there's $900 right there in front of your face right now for current gen hardware. $900 current gen.
On what are you talking about? Are you looking at my AC remote?
No. I was just saying like here.
Because that remote's not $800.
No. I'm just saying I can put it right here in front of your eyes, Jordan. Here's the thing, right there. $899.99. No more pennies.
Yeah,
$900.
I think that's a prep your butt cheeks tactic.
Yeah.
I think they're slowing down on sales and they're just going, okay, let's get
not take the hit anymore. Get
the outrage out sooner rather than later, and then
prep for the next generation.
Or it's going to be the same price or $100 more.
I do have a question for you guys though on this. So with the next gen, you're talking about there might be 3 tiers, right? You'll have your premium, maybe your S, whatever the heck they're going to call it. Please not S. And
well, it's Microsoft.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Call it the I. Well, no, they can't do that. I don't know. Call it the L. Anyway,
the XI.
Yeah, the whatever. So
isn't that 11?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Roman numeral.
Yeah. So do you think on the lower tier console or the medium console, whatever it is, can you manufacture anything anymore that has less than a terabyte storage on it? I don't think you can do 500 gigs anymore, especially with the rumors that I've been reading online that GTA might actually be north of 500 gigs.
Oh, I don't awesome.
think that's actually. I don't think they can do that.
I've heard from a couple of sources.
Yeah, but
I would assume because that's a lot. They gotta. I get that it's a big open world, but you got to hire some people to compress that stuff. Good, like you got like that's
fantastic.
No,
there's no way.
I think there's a certain
point.
Over
500.
If it's over $500, I think Sony.
No, 500 gigs.
500 gigs. Sorry, 500.
We're still talking about.
I believe more than it's going to be $500. No, I think.
And people,
if it's over 500 gigs, I think the platforms like I don't think Steam would care. Maybe they would. I don't know. But I think Microsoft and Sony would say you need to get that down. Like that
100%. Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah.
Especially it's coming out on consoles first. Yeah. So it's going to hit the console generation first. You can't.
Yeah.
I'm actually.
I would say
you're going to hear it from me first.
Put it this way, and I don't think it's to their benefit either because if you put it at 500 gigs, you have the entire Xbox Series S. I don't know what the lower PlayStation's hard drives are at that can't download it.
I'm going to call it right now. That's going to be the case. I don't think the S is going to handle it. And I don't think whatever the lowest PlayStation will handle it.
But I believe it's been announced for the S, so it has to.
Remember what else has been announced for the S? Remember how they were going to do like the thing with Baldur's Gate on the S, and then like it didn't keep coming out because they couldn't make it work.
No, that was.
And then they were like, never mind.
That was co-op.
No, that was.
I know,
with,
but it was still the same thing.
No, that was with console. The whole console parity rule, and I think Phil Spencer went in the office and said, "Don't worry."
Yeah,
about
don't do it. Yeah, don't.
And then
so they can't do. You couldn't do co-op on the console. I don't know.
Split screen on the console
Or split screen on split screen on the S. I mean, it might run it, but it might feel like you're playing on a baked potato.
So Blake, the Xboxes have a thing, and I think PlayStation have a thing too, where you can download lower versions of the game.
Sure,
depending
Xbox
on
has
your
smart
hardware.
delivery.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, I'm sure that eventually they'll smart deliver it. They'll optimize it. You know, the whole 9 yards. But is it? I mean, they've had forever to develop it. Is it going to be that way out of the gate, or is this going to be something 8 months down the road?
There's no way it's going to be over 500. I have the biggest game I've seen is like 160. I have never seen anything higher than that. Maybe, I mean, chat could probably correct me, or listeners could probably correct me, but even there's no if Rockstar is going in the direction of having a 500 gig game, that's when you talk to the team and you go, okay, we're no longer going to use lossless audio formats. We're gonna compress this into compressible files.
Sure.
They're going to have the discussion about optimization because that's just not a possible thing. That's
well, I'll tell you what. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Rockstar. You want to know why? Because they can bleed billions of dollars for 10 years and it's not going to hurt them.
Sure, but at the same time, if people can't install it on their devices, people aren't going to buy it.
I mean, I think
you're going to get less.
That game is big enough. I think that game is big enough.
No, even when you get
force consumers to buy new hardware.
Even when you get to the computer, because 500 gigs on a computer is very large. Like there's no possible way. It'll be 150, something like that. I don't think
it's not a matter of forcing people. It's a matter of people can't afford it. So once again, you're not going to be. It's Jordan.
No, I get it.
And so the fact that they're not going to be able to afford it is a market loss for Rockstar. They're not going to access.
No, I get it.
And it's a fixable problem because they can optimize all those files. I mean, the reason Battlefield was the first one to do uncompressed audio, and it jumped the file size of video games from like 30 gigs to 110 gigs. And all it was a lossless audio file. And so it's a fixable problem that's very simple to fix.
If you have a base PS5, it comes with 820 gigs.
Okay.
But that's not usable. Usable is 600.
600.
So,
well, I mean, that's why I'm just interested. I don't know if it's going to be that big. It might not be, but I don't know if you can.
If you do a Series S, 500 gigs, but that's not usable. You have like 400, so you wouldn't even be able to download the game. Like,
because I know the S's now you can buy with a terabyte.
Hey, if it ends up being 500 gigs, I will apologize and buy you a cheeseburger,
and I'll buy you a drink.
All right.
Yeah. But there is no way.
I hope I'm wrong. Trust me, I don't want games that large.
I think at that point, publishers are going to step in. Not publishers, sorry, platforms. Like,
and do something
I wouldn't even
about
be
it.
surprised. I wonder I'm sure Steam has a limit too, because Steam do they have to put those on their servers, or I don't know exactly how that works, but I'm sure there's limits, because I know Call of Duty revamps their stuff every so often for hard drive space.
Do you? Okay, I know Mark probably does this, but you maybe you did, because you worked in the internet in space for a while. Do you track your internet usage, Spicy, on how much you're downloading every month?
Not so. Yes and no. I mean, I have stopped caring.
Okay,
but I have,
because you don't have a data cap, so you don't care.
Yeah.
I
there are certain programs and certain things that go through my pipeline. For those that don't know, I work at home and I send and receive very large files and a whole bunch of other stuff. So through certain pipelines, I track it, but not the overall. But I used to, but I don't now.
Right. That makes sense.
Question.
Because like when you get to this kind of stuff, this is what blows my mind. Is like, can you tell me how much I blew through at my house last May?
Hey, how do you look at that, Blake? We have the same internet provider.
I blew through almost 3 terabytes.
Oh yeah, look.
Last May.
I'm over 2 terabytes more often than not.
Yeah. So that's me. I'm almost that too, right? Like, so when games start getting that big, good gravy.
Yeah.
Or even if they start approaching 200 or whatever, it's like data usage is insane.
Yeah,
like,
no, I don't think it's gonna be 500.
So that's the same thing. I'm in the same neighborhood as you, but I almost blew through 3 terabytes.
You'd be surprised how much you burn through just by watching Netflix.
Oh yeah, no, I got 2 teenagers at home that are constantly online and watching everything,
or any streaming service, or or YouTube videos or anything. Yeah,
it would be crazy if GTA was 500 gigs, but I think So even someone at the studio is like, okay,
I do think
maybe
it'll be
we
the
cut
biggest
down
game.
on a couple strip clubs we put in the game. Okay,
I do think it'll be the biggest game to ever be downloaded on a console.
I don't.
It's got to be for what they're saying it's going to be.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I mean, they could optimize it and cut things down. Audio, like there's a whole bunch of stuff they could do.
Yeah,
because it's to their benefit not to have it be that big.
Yeah, no, I mean obviously it's to their benefit to have it be as
now. What I do think they're going to do
possible, but
is I think it's going to be a $70 game. No questions asked. That's
only
your base
70?
game. A $70 game base game. Because a lot of people, there's a whole big like, oh, it's going to be the first $100 game. No. I think it's going to be a $70 game, and then I think they're going to have a $100 version. Play early.
Oh yeah, they'll get that play early crowd.
So if you do $70 base game, release on September 10th.
That's smart. Yeah.
And then you do a $100 version, release on September 5th. Everyone in the world buys the $100 version, or a good 80 to 90% of it. I would.
Oh yeah, I know you.
I'm not waiting 5 days.
Who do you think I am? Okay, I'm gonna. Can I steer the boat again?
Sure,
All
go
right.
for it, man.
This isn't
Where
my
we
show. But okay, so going into file size because this will.
There's no rules here.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, because we've all been playing Crimson Desert. How big was that game? Wasn't that like 160?
It was 161.
161.
Mine screwed up and said it was 200, but then it fixed itself at 150.
Yeah. So yes, I mean, so even that one's 150, 160. But we've all been playing that, and I know David's been playing that too, and I know he wanted to talk about it, but obviously, babies.
Congratulations, David. He's probably watching right now. Love you, buddy. Enjoy. No sleep for a little bit.
Right. Yeah, I can't even imagine because you and I and him we're the same age. Jordan's a baby, but I can't imagine that level of lack of sleep. I mean, you see these bags under my eyes? I'm already a middle-aged tired guy. I can't even imagine that stuff. Okay, so right before I came over for the show, I checked some numbers on the four of us. Who do you think's played the most?
Jordan.
No, not me.
David.
David. It's between David and you, Blake, I think. Yeah, it's probably between you and David.
Mark, you're discounting yourself. You're leading the way.
Mark only started hitting it hard like this week, though.
You're leading the way.
That's because what you guys don't understand is how much of a badass I am.
Or he just leaves it on and leaves to go to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, so
I do leave it on sometimes.
So according to the
how many hours?
I was going to tell you, you're sitting at just north of 21. Nice.
And I had like 2 when it came. Like I felt so bad.
Yeah. No. So you're just north of 21. I'm 18 hours. Jordan's 16 hours, and David's like he's like 12 and a half, almost 13, which I'm sure would have been higher, but busy. So anyway, so we've all had a chance now to jump more into it.
So
and I want to know what you guys think because I've got opinions on this.
If those numbers are accurate, which I assume they are,
and that's what the Xbox
that
told
just
me.
means you have to lean and curve on a grade where my opinion matters more.
I'll take it.
Because since I thought I was in last place.
No, you powered through.
Okay,
man.
I am now the authority on this game as my voice cracks.
Desert.
On Crimson Desert, you are the go-to resident expert.
And you know what's funny? I think that all of you guys are still very much further ahead in the storyline than I am.
I think you've caught up because you beat the guild boss essentially, which is kind of the first real boss fight. And I think we're all roughly.
Can we talk about that because it makes me laugh? Because I think Blake, according to what Jordan told me, Blake beat him first try.
No,
you didn't.
I thought you and David beat him really quick.
No.
Okay.
No, I got things to say on this.
Because David beat it first try.
Yes.
And Jordan, he struggled a little. He had to figure out the fight.
I beat it like my third try.
Yeah. Which really means his 7th. But he's just trying to like.
It was like 3.
He's trying to
Jordan math.
Yeah, it's Jordan math is his third try.
Okay, it depends on because it might have been the second try because you can use your balls to revive yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was probably the second try. Because the first try, I probably redid it, and then because I did use a lot of balls.
To be fair, I didn't know I had balls until much later on.
You have like
I never died.
You have like small balls and then golden balls.
I have not even gotten golden balls yet.
Dude, golden balls revive you at 100%.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
The small balls only do it at 30%.
Fitzy is asking, is Crimson Desert worth it? This whole next 20-minute segment,
we'll let you know.
We will let you know. But I think it's so funny because hearing Jordan's like fight, how it went, and then I thought Blake could beat it first try, David beat it first try, and then I beat it first try, and I felt like this was like back when.
Also, to be fair, you thought. Because I was talking about a different boss.
I didn't even bring that up. I didn't even bring that up. I didn't want to embarrass you.
Because there's another boss where you have to use your get over here ability, and that's annoying because the console, well, spoiler alert, the controls for both keyboard and consoles both suck.
Yep.
But anyway, go ahead, Mark.
It just reminded me back when when we were at E3. And you raced the Forza tutorial. Like we're all in the line to play the Forza game, and everybody's having a good time. And when you play the tutorial, they give you a shirt after, and all you had to do was beat the race. And,
I didn't beat the
race. Jordan,
I think I was testing stuff out.
yeah, that's what he says. Yeah. But no, he just doesn't know how to race, I guess. The lady was like, "No, you don't get a shirt."
She was like, "I can't give you a shirt.
You didn't finish the tutorial."
Yeah, okay.
It reminded me of that.
I didn't want a stupid shirt anyway. But I did beat your Ninja Gaiden boss on the first try. And you got mad at me.
I remember listening to this. Yes.
Yeah, but that's not the same. That's not the same.
But see what happens.
They easy-fied it.
See what happens when you have competent. Oh, okay. I shouldn't say it that way. See what happens when you put a decent control scheme in front of me.
But no, I mean I will pull out. I still have my old Xbox. Well, let's pull out the original black. I think I still have it.
I think that's the one I played via backward compatibility.
No, you got the one where they like upgraded it. And then they dialed it back.
All I know is you were like, you beat that guy.
It took
Do you have a CRTV to hook it up to also?
No, I actually have the.
Well, that's how you get the real feel. You know, pull out the old box and put it on the old CRTV. That's how you get
we'll
the real
pull that
feel.
out, and I want you to try. I actually want you to beat it because that is the game. The reason that game was so hard and why I felt so accomplished when I beat Ninja Gaiden Black was the final boss sequence. You can only hold 9 like health potions to heal yourself during the fight. The final boss sequence is like you beat a boss and then you're like, yeah, I did it. Oh no, it's not over. And then you beat another boss and then you beat another boss and then you beat another boss, and it kept going, and there was no saves in between. It was the most challenging thing I've experienced, and I am to this day proud of myself for beating Ninja Gaiden Black.
I'm proud of you. I wasn't there, but good job.
Yeah. Well, Jordan's like, that boss is hard. I played on the new one that just came out like a year ago, and it was really easy. And it was the first boss, and I'm sure they dialed the hard mode back.
Yeah, I remember beating it.
Anyways,
okay.
So
Crimson Desert.
Yeah, back to Crimson Desert. So Jordan struggled on that fight, and I think I think I taught Jordan new tech over the phone call.
Honestly, what it sounded like is I think I was overthinking it because you were just like, I just blocked. I was like, oh
yeah.
I was like, because I was trying to parry because I was thinking like Dark Souls and Sekiro. Like if you can parry, especially in Sekiro, you're a god.
Yeah.
Like when you figure out parrying, you're a god. So I think I was trying to do that. And then you were like, just hold it up. Okay, I'll just block.
I taught Jordan a new ability called Use Your Shield. Yeah. And it's crazy what it can do in that game. You press left bumper and your guy holds up a circle around your arm.
Well, that's what I do. I'm trying to parry. But you said there's some parry stuff in the skill tree, so maybe I'll spec
I unlocked and it's like a R button spam parry, so you don't even have to think. It's great.
So what I ran into on that boss fight, there were a couple of reasons that made it hard, but one of the reasons was at that point I hadn't figured out that you could lock on to your enemy, right?
Yeah.
Lock on your he's dancing around quickly, and I'm trying to keep spinning the camera, and as soon as I spin the camera, like he's around, and he just kept hitting me in the back because I'll let everybody know this: to lock onto your enemy, it's down on the D-pad because that makes sense.
The common,
it's not left click or any other normal lock on ever. And so once, because I think we were all in a party chat. I think even David was in that one, and he told me, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's down on the D-pad." I went back there, down on the D-pad, beat him. I'm like, "Oh, that was nice." I also found out that I hadn't upgraded any of my gear. This game definitely doesn't hold your hand, which is okay, but it almost doesn't hold your hand to the point of like, I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to be.
So I'm gonna say that is my kind of game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want my hand to be held. I don't want things to pop up on the screen and after one try go, oh, it's right here. I don't.
Well,
yeah.
and don't.
I think there's games that hold your hand, yellow paint, and blah blah blah, and then there's games that are just not intuitive to play. And I think Crimson Desert falls a little bit on the
more towards the not intuitive.
I'm
which
gonna
I think
say
is just rough game design.
I'm gonna push back on that. I'm gonna say for me, this is how I like my games. I like to have that moment of, oh, I did it. There it is.
Yeah.
I love those moments, and I feel the internet has ruined that for all games.
Well, let's take
Because now you can just solve anything by a quick Google search. Whereas, like, let's take my favorite game of all time, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, I beat that on my own. There's a lot of puzzles in that game. There's a lot of paths you have to take. You go into the overworld or underworld, whatever the one, it's a back and forth, whatever. And then you solve puzzles. There was no internet back then. I did that on my own, and I solved it on my own, and it made the lifespan of that game last a lot longer, and it made the joy of figuring out that puzzle, figuring out the equipment just so much better. And that feeling of, accomplishment has been lost because people now just go tips and tricks or how to beat this or whatever, and instantly you figure things out. Whereas a game like this, I have the self-control, me personally, to not look at the internet for solutions and problems. And it's not a Ubisoft game where it pops up instantly and says exactly what to do, where to do, when to do it. And it's for me, this game is exactly how I want it to be, a slow burn where I can play this over the course of 6 months and just disappear from life, from work, from family, from everything, and just zone in, and I figure things out. It is a phenomenal game for me.
yes.
Okay, now go for it.
I agree with you with everything you just said, but I think their game design hurts that. For example, Elden Ring does the exact same thing. Elden Ring is designed far better and more intuitive for the player to figure things out. And I would argue Elden Ring is one of the greatest games made.
Okay, this is going to
Because, for example, Elden Ring, you walk out. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump, but I'm going to do it. So Elden Ring, you walk out, tree sentinel right there, beats the hell out of you, right? And you're like, what do I do? The game doesn't tell you anything. You just go, what do I do? But the game is designed in a way to like, okay, I can figure this out. I can do this. I can do that. Crimson Desert, I feel like, not that.
Sure.
Like by the way, I think the game is really good. The more I play it, the more I enjoy it. But and Pearl Abyss has been listening. Like, for example, playing Crimson Desert today as opposed to day one, far better. And I'm sure you've noticed it. Responsiveness is way better. Combat feels better. Even dodging, like everything feels a million times better than day one. So I appreciate Pearl Abyss listening, and I think that, but criticism, there is a lot of rough edges in this game.
Yeah. To me, I'm like you, Mark, mostly. I like to figure things out and everything up to a point. There does come to a point where it becomes frustrating to me. The problem to me is you've got a bunch of other games that have complicated systems and run the way that they run. They've already mapped out buttons that people are familiar with. Just map your buttons like every like
All right.
like that. That's
Let's talk about that.
I do think the control scheme does hold the game back.
I will say the control scheme is probably the worst control scheme of any game in the history of games.
You are not wrong.
But
that also made that boss fight hard for me because my fingers were muscle memorying old games on like, oh yeah, this is the dodge button. This is the jump button. Oh no, that's not jump. Oh, this is how you lock onto enemies. Oh no, that shoots your stupid little go-go at gadget arm, right? It's just like, can't the buttons just be buttons?
I think that's not a problem in other games because they have a button mapping system, and since this doesn't, that's where it hurts because there's no fallback.
It does have a button mapping system, but it was broken for like the first day. So, for example, I think they fixed this. I haven't gone back and checked it. So I was playing on the PC for a little bit because it's an Xbox Play Anywhere, great feature. So I always change my interact key to F, and it's because in Tarkov it was F, and we played Tarkov for so long and so hard. Well, sometimes it's E. But I always swap those two, right? So I went to switch interact to F, and I looked at all the F key bindings, and I'm like, okay, I can change those to E. But the game would not let me. So, like, for example, I would change one key binding to F, and it would say, oh, this takes it away from the menu button or whatever. And I would go in and change that to F, and it goes, nope, you can't do that. We're taking it away from here. And it's like, well, wait a minute. E is already bound to, like, 3 things. Why can't F be bound to, like, 3 things? There was some messiness. So, now, they may have fixed that, but I don't know.
I'm going to add to the control scheme doesn't become that much of an issue with my playstyle. And what I mean by that is I'm playing this as a very, very slow burn game. In Elden Ring, I wanted to go find the boss, try to work on that. I was like playing a lot more faster. This is more like an RPG sandbox, whereas the other one is like Elden Ring is more progress through the game. This is so open and so vast. You can literally do whatever you want when you want. And before this helps me, or not helps me. This is my kind of jam because it's just so chill. And Blake, to your point, if you're confused and you don't know what to do, or if there's a puzzle, just go somewhere else. And this game has that Skyrim feel, right. Where I go climb a mountain, and then I find a bunch of soldiers, and I learn 4 new move sets,
right?
Skill sets, because all these soldiers, and I didn't even know they were there. I go just explore over there. What's this? Oh my gosh, this is something else. And then it's like that Skyrim dragon wall that goes, ooh, what? And then you get a new ability that you never had before, and it's progressing you just by exploring. And that feature in this game is, I think it's top tier. The exploration in this game is so rewarding, and it's and it's just the sandbox of just.
I've got 2 things to go with that, because I agree.
So open.
It's open. It's good. Sorry, Jordan. It's open and it's good, and that's normally how I play games, right? I mean, you guys know I went through like Red Dead Redemption, like fine tooth comb the whole thing, right? Like go everywhere.
You bought books that were like, this is the small house. This is UFOs come here,
right? And I did, and so like I like doing that. And that's how I've played like the Assassin's Creed's open world, going everywhere. And I agree with you on that, but like going back to the button mapping thing that gets frustrating, and I know that you're a normal human being like me and play like a civilized person, where when you pull back on the joystick, inverted? You look up. That's normal.
That is most definitely something a Korean game
Jordan
would put
doesn't
in
know
their
what he's
game.
talking
A Korean
about. I know that you
game.
understand this. So like I invert that on every game I ever play, right? And so this is not a spoiler. You get this ability 10 minutes into the game. You get the ability to basically shoot out like a rope from your arm, and it will grab onto things, right? And you have to move those things up and down. So I've inverted my look, so that when I pull back, I look up and push forward, look down. The rope will not invert.
That sucks.
It's so bad. That is awful. So I was trying to do this.
I think you guys are weird as crap for doing that, but that is annoying.
So like I was complaining to David and Jordan. I was like, I can't get past this one stupid puzzle. And it's because I couldn't put the stupid little block exactly where it needed to be, because I'm like, no, up is down and down is up.
What's funny is the settings didn't allow you to change it, so it's jarring for you because you're getting used to doing it your way, and then all of a sudden you click that button and it's like, oh, it's different again.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, why is... Okay, and the other thing too...
That's funny. Blake, just so you know, before you go on, I'm playing this natural, like not Southpaw style.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm bilingual.
Yeah.
And I haven't run into that because I'm playing my... Like how Jordan's playing, but continue.
I know the normal way.
The normal way.
No,
the only time you invert is when you're flying an airplane.
No, everything. Because
then it makes sense.
No, everything you invert. So anyway, so like I'm going from an inverted to all of a sudden it won't invert, and there is no option to make it invert. And then the other thing too is in almost every game ever, when you're going to push something away from you or pull something towards you, it's right trigger brings it in. Like a fishing pole, like any fishing game, right trigger, fishing, left pushes out, right?
I actually don't think so.
Okay, well, in this game, it's opposite. Right pushes away, left brings in. And my brain is...
Oh, in my mind, that totally makes sense, because right trigger shoots guns, bullets go away from me.
Yeah, but like it does on a gun, but like when you've got like...
But
when you fish and... I don't know, maybe it's red, maybe it's because I think my brain is equating it to fishing because there's a rope in front of me. And so I'm naturally like... pulling right to bring it into me, and it's going out for me, and then I'm pulling back to go up, but it's going down. And so if I have to do boss fights with that stupid rope that won't go the right direction,
There's one boss fight. So I do believe it's optional, but there's one boss fight where the only way to do damage to him is by using your grapple. So like you have to use it.
So like I said, I've been playing this game slow burn style, right?
Yeah.
I think that helps. That play style helps the controls because you take a lot of time in figuring out the controls and getting used to it. Because for me right now, the controls are almost a non-issue at this point. Because I have you don't understand. I don't do any. I'm just having a good time.
I think, so there's some boss fights that are coming up. Well, if you, because I don't
I am so sorry that you're dealing with that.
It is the worst.
That is so sucky. That is so sucky. I didn't even know that because I'm playing default.
Yeah, no, I inverted it and then the rope doesn't invert.
Oh, this may be the game where you have to become bilingual.
Yeah. At least on the rope.
Yeah, at least on the rope. Well, I mean, it might get to the point where it's I don't know, man. But the other thing, so with the exploration, I have found I hate my horse.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well,
he doesn't traverse terrain well.
I mean, to be fair, roads were made for a reason.
Can I say how many times I've King Arthur'd him off of a cliff?
Right. So I've just like given up. I'm like, I know I'm a little slower, but I'm just gonna run because like you jump off he goes, or like you're trying to like, okay, we're gonna get up this little hill here, and then all of a sudden there's like a 3-foot ledge, and then he just like smashes into it, and then you try and jump him up, and he doesn't jump up, and I'm just like, forget you, I'm going on foot, and I'm just starting to march up the mountain. The horse is.
I have an ability where you hold. I don't know. I think it's you hold Y. But you launch yourself up like 20 feet in the air off your horse, and I run and jump him off, and then do that, and I launch up. The horse is toast, man.
No, you don't care about him like you do in Red Dead. You obviously aren't attached to him.
There's one thing I hate about the horse, and so because you have to. I don't care for these all that much. I get you. It's fine, but anyway, there's the hold A to walk, tap A to jog, tap A fast to sprint or whatever. Your typical Grand Theft Auto controls. So the horse is the same way. So as soon as I get on the horse, I want to just get started and go.
You're getting the rear up, aren't
so
you?
he rears up. So if you hit it too fast when you get on him, he rears up, and you're like, then he goes. It's like you're like,
it's like the super start on Mario Kart. If you hit the button just right, you get the mushroom start.
It's like I
never ran into that.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So when you jump off your horse, just smash A, and he'll like rear up. And then he'll leap forward.
And that's what I do.
Zorro?
Because
I get the speed lines.
But after like 12 times, it's like, dude, just get moving. Like, I don't want to rear up. Like, stop it.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time,
There's little things like that are... Look, I think the best thing I've heard is... Because I think this game jarred a lot of people. Because I think a lot of people were expecting, like, Witcher and Skyrim and kind of thing. Like,
and it's like an amalgamation of, like, everything.
Well, I would describe it as, like... So The Witcher is a single-player RPG in an open world, right? I think this game is literally just an RPG sandbox.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like and once you realize it, because the some of the armor that I have right now were just from like, oh, this was behind a waterfall. Awesome.
Yeah. No, the exploration's great. The world's great in exploration.
I don't know if you've known this or not, but you unlock armor from the town by doing stuff to them.
Well, you can tell that this game is like, because it came out that like this game was originally an MMO because it was the sequel to Black Desert, but then they were like halfway through they changed it to single player. But you can tell like, oh, faction armor, like okay, this is totally like an MMO. You know what I mean? So
it's what they know.
Did you hear? I was talking to David. He'll have to tell you next week. But so Pearl Abyss, it sold 3 million copies, or Pearl Abyss, Crimson Desert, made by Pearl Abyss, 3 million copies sold. So congratulations to them. I guess they said they will do DLC because of the reception. People are liking it. And I don't know if it was the director or the producer, David will have to tell you next week, but he was telling me this over the phone. He said if the demand is there, they'll think about adding multiplayer.
Oh,
and then I did see that. And then I did see that.
But now they didn't. I don't think they expanded beyond that. But it was like, how would that work? Would it be like we go into each other's world? Do we share things? Does progress like care? How like? Well, because I think I would rather it be like, hey, Blake, invite me to your world. We'll do a few quests together. We both can get our stuff as long as I can take everything back. You know what I mean? Like true... Basically,
not
like,
Elden Ring style where it doesn't
basically
count.
Like, well, I guess Elden Ring counts if I like pick something up, it's mine. You know.
But if you beat a boss, it doesn't count. You've got to go back into your own. That's why.
We got to go back into your own.
That's why we played that game technically three times. We all played it together.
We got really good at the bosses that way.
Because we all beat the bosses 3 times.
So not that way, but like I'm trying to think of a game that does it like true co-op, where you go into a game, you complete missions, and if it's a mission you haven't completed, then you complete that in your world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway. You saw it too, though.
Yeah. I did see like a headline on that. I didn't read it.
So he said, I don't know. Is the demand there? I'm having fun with the game single player. Other than the controls really frustrate me. But which, by the way, maybe here's the reason I don't block and try to parry, because if you hit left bumper and right bumper at the same time, it does your magnifying ability. So,
I don't even know what that is.
See, not intuitive game design.
Well, no. I just press left bumper when someone hits me, and then I press right bumper to hit them.
You've done it before because you've literally, I think, have to do it.
Yeah, they teach you that like 2 minutes into the game.
But it's one of those things where it's like,
I think, was it in the sewers?
Do I need to have this ability?
I don't know.
No, it was just before the sewers, I think. Oh, no, maybe you did do it in the sewers too. It's basically like you're burning ants. It's like, did we really need to have this ability?
I just solved a puzzle that I did not know how to solve.
There you go. Burning ants.
And it's because that ability exists, and I haven't used it since the tutorial.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, after the show, I'm hopping on and
stuff
doing
like that. Like it's like I'm blocking, and then usually you don't like let go of the block. You hit the right bumper, and your shield will automatically come down. Anyway. But if you don't do that, you have to because if you hit them both, he'll go like meh, and you'll be like ah.
I'm a drummer, man. I'm a dexterous.
It's little things like that
left
where
and
it's
right,
like
left and right.
Well, and you guys saw all over Twitter there was the brazier fire arrow thing that was causing a lot of people problems because it was
that was funny because Jordan was like, "This is really hard," because we were in a private chat, and I just walked up and was like, "You mean light it on fire and shoot the thing?" I think
it was really. I said this is stupid.
And I was like, Jordan, I'm already done.
Because
he's like, what?
my arrow
really
wouldn't
funny.
light, and there's no like feedback to tell you that it's lit.
Just a visual thing.
Yeah.
It's a
but
visual
mine
thing.
wouldn't light, and then I was like, okay, get it in there.
You got to go above it.
Yeah, no, and I was doing it, and then my character knocked one of them over, so I was like, nah, okay, let's go to the other one. I'll try not to knock this one over. So
I
put it this way.
I ran in. Well, see, that's
realistic,
realistic, man. Don't knock over the brazier.
Well, yeah, but if I stick my arrow in it or over it, it'll light up.
What kind of wood was the arrow made out of? Because some wood doesn't burn very well.
Yeah, maybe my arrows were oak.
I'm gonna give you guys a trick. This will not ruin the game at all. I don't know if you Mark, you don't know this, but you're gonna figure this out right now. It has to go with your little wingy blindy thing.
Okay.
Oh, can I say?
Because that's kind of private.
I'm just gonna say this. Everybody can get mad at me. Just know that I like this game a lot. Out of combat stamina should be eliminated from the game. It's pointless, useless, stupid. It causes issues. It's annoying. It's most importantly, it is not fun.
I'm gonna push back on that.
That's why I said most importantly, it's not fun.
I'm gonna push back on that right now. Okay. And my counter argument to that is, you upgrade it and then it becomes a non-issue.
Well, it's almost
it's like progression.
It almost is a non-issue because when it runs out, it fills back up so quickly that it's like, why is it here?
So it's like, why we even have it here?
Because
they put it in there because they needed a skill point. It's not a fun mechanic.
No, as a person,
I didn't care for it in Zelda, but Zelda at least made it more fun. No. Okay, go ahead.
I as a person that does not follow traditional rails in a game, I'm over in places I shouldn't be.
No, yeah.
And
that happened to me. I got frustrated.
You got frustrated?
I got into a place I wasn't supposed to be, and I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to be there. I was like, why can't I do anything? And I was like, because I'm not supposed to be here.
Well, so my pushback is, in order to get to those places, a lot of those places that you can't go yet, you need a lot of endurance, and then you can climb longer.
You've been climbing mountains, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
I got in some mountain areas I wasn't supposed to be in.
Well, so I don't know which mountains you're on, but I've been in mountainous areas.
I know you have because you were telling me it was cold where you were.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way,
that's Zelda.
Yeah.
And
also a pointless mechanic in this game I think should be removed because as far as I can tell, it doesn't. I'll have to say, maybe someone can tell me.
There's going to be a boss fight attached
the weather
to it.
System or the heat, like I'm cold, I'm hot system.
Yeah.
So I'm cold. I'm in a cold area. The only thing I can tell that it did to me is it just made your stamina drain faster.
No, you get to a certain, if you get super, so it's like Zelda. you'll start to, in Zelda, you shiver, but nothing really happens.
Yeah.
You're not in the good stuff yet. You get to the good stuff, you need clothes.
I've gone down pretty far. It never hurt my health.
I have gotten hurt by cold. My health has gone down.
I did step on a lake where it was like it insta killed me, but I think it's because.
So let's move the goalpost back a little bit, and then keep going. Okay. so it did affect you?
Well, no, I did get on a lake where it insta killed me like a frozen lake, but I think that's because there's a mechanic there attached to a boss that I have to light braziers and stuff like that. Okay. No, but even if it does do more than just the stamina thing, I thought it was a dumb mechanic in Zelda too. Like I don't like the weather. I don't like the heat cold mechanic.
You can do that, but I've unlocked some abilities on my let's call it the Scorpion Whip. I don't even know.
I hate that thing.
Oh man, you're gonna like it as soon as you upgrade your. So I have upgrade a certain skill. And it required a lot of stamina. So I upgraded. Everything's gone into stamina so I can use it. And I'm laughing my head off. Like,
are you doing, okay, I'll talk to you off.
But that's in combat though, right?
Oh, sorry. I'll talk to you off.
That's in combat
though.
No, okay, so are you doing the... Well, everybody knows. Are you like slinging yourself off a tree?
I was going to say, are you Spider-Man at this point?
It's so fantastic. But it required 200 stamina to just even initiate it.
I think
it's so
fun factor-wise... out of combat stamina. I think the game would actually be more fun and better with them getting rid of out of combat stamina.
So here's
combat stamina makes sense to me, but if you're just trying to traverse from one place to another, it does get a little annoying.
Again, I'm going to push back just because as a person that just likes to travel.
But pushing back on your argument, I've climbed very, very tall mountains, and because they're so jaggedy, all you have to do is climb. Oh, let me just
relax,
nestle myself into this crevice. Yeah. Wait for it. Okay, let me.
That's how I rock climb.
Yeah,
I can't go the distance. I gotta take a break and take a drink.
Even with frostbite, you're like, okay, let me stand here. Zoop. Okay, that was pointless. There's it's
sometimes you just need to get inside and get warm
because it recharges so fast. Yeah. It's like, well, it's pointless.
You know what?
That's the reason why I think it's pointless. If it was not pointless, but more of an annoyance right now, is because of how quick it recharges. If it was a slower recharge, it would make more sense to me. But like when I'm just running from point A to point B, even like on flat ground, I'm trucking along. All of a sudden, I'm out of stamina. Oh, half a second, it's full back up.
I like it.
Here's my important question.
Because
here's my question.
You just it's a rhythm. I get into a rhythm and I'm just having a good time.
But you can still have that rhythm without it.
No, I would just spam it. I would just spam the hell out of it. But now I'm like on my horse. I'm like, that's the perfect amount because it goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down.
So that is reminiscent of Red Dead because Jordan was asking me this. He was like, "Wait, did they do this in Red Dead?" I was like, "Yeah." If you tapped the button in the rhythm of the gait of your horse, he would speed up,
and it's kind of fun.
No, it is. No, but again, I'm not using my horse because I hate that thing because he doesn't climb up over stuff.
But also King Arthur him, man. But also let him know who's boss.
Yeah, I think I just ask yourself these questions, and there's a special part in the world that I've never been, and someone will comment about it. But if they took I'm just talking out of combat stamina. In combat stamina makes sense because of abilities. Out of combat stamina, would it 1, break the game, and 2, more importantly, would you have more fun?
So here's the thing. Okay, hold on.
The second question: would you have more fun? Yes, and would it break the game?
Okay,
I don't think so.
I can see my play style having more fun with it. Having it in, but your play style, you're a get to go. Let's do the campaign. Let's beat the game.
It's just more fun.
I know, but like for me, as a player that just.
But you never answered my question.
No,
would it be more fun for you?
It is. I've told you already like 3 times. It is more fun for me to have that stamina gauge in there because I can min max the stamina, and it's kind of like a mini game. In my
I think if they get rid of it. You'd be like, oh, this is great. I can Spider-Man everywhere.
No. So with how you're playing the game right now, I can see that being a negative.
Well, I'm not. Well, you guys.
And I'm not saying that's a good way or a bad way. I'm just saying with your
guys. I know, but like I'm not speed running the game. I'm just trying to climb a mountain without having to take 50,000 breaks.
I'm going to be
to recharge for 1 second.
Mark, your opinion is valid, and I hear you. Jordan, your opinion is valid, and I hear you. I understand how I've played enough games with you guys, both enough to know. I get that it works for your play style, and I get why you like it. I get why it's there. There are going to be some challenges that require stamina out of combat. I found a thing.
And I have 21 hours, and Jordan only has 13.
Yeah, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm like at a 64% more important.
I'm gonna give you a quick little hint here, and then I know we're running on time here. But when you pull out your reflective stuff, your reflective light, you can just cook meat while it's on the ground.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you don't have to go to
Too bad it's on a retarded button.
Yeah, well. Yeah, so you double bumper it, you pull it out, and then you aim your little light beam at whatever meat's on the ground. It'll cook it immediately. So you don't have to...
I'm at a place where the game has such... Like, there's Skyrim vibes where it's all about exploration, but then there's a lot of Red Dead vibes where it's like, I can't believe they put detail into this.
They took, like, every... thing from every genre, like the Zelda mechanics, the Sky, like it's just
this is legitimately, honestly, my biggest gripe, and it's not just with them, it's with other game developers too, but it is abusive with this game.
Well, I can't wait to see what this is.
It's the language.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a headphone game.
I've got teenage son, right? A 15-year-old son.
Yeah,
and obviously I'm an adult. I live in the world. I hear stuff all the time, right? But
it actually is pretty funny.
It's like when you bump into somebody, he's like, "Well, F you too."
Well, and it's not just
that's not what he called me.
No, it's worse. Like, that's the thing, is just like, I'm obviously an adult. I'm a middle-aged man. I've heard these words before. They've flown out of my own mouth before. But like, when every other word is the F word or the C word, and they're calling you both at the same time because you bumped into them, I'm like,
when he called me, I'll say it.
No.
When he called me the F, I laughed. I was like, yeah,
I get it.
You know what? I know how that guy feels.
Okay, but now put your son as a 13-year-old who's like, hey, Dad, I really want to play this game.
I know, and I put my kids to bed before I play those games.
Well, no, I get it. Again, he's a 15-year-old boy. It's not like
I also wear headphones when I play the games.
No, I do too.
You might want to wear
but they're open back so he can hear me. But it's just like I know that people do things, but like the amount is it is like
it was a rough time. That time period's pretty rough, man.
The time period that has magic flying jetpacks and go-go gadget arms, like that time.
If you didn't have indoor plumbing, you'd be calling people the names all the time.
Again, I don't mind it a little bit. Like, again, I feel like in Red Dead on Rockstar, like, it swears, but it's like, I feel like it's appropriate and it's meaningful when it does it, right? But like when you just accidentally hit someone's shoulder on the street, they're like,
Mark,
see?
You have not met Brucey. Brucey is not.
This is but honestly, Blake, I'm with you, but at the same time, some of them I just respect. Like,
some of them make me laugh. I'm just gonna say it. I think cunt is a hilarious insult. I honestly, I don't think it's ever going to get old. Like, when they call me that in the game, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I get it, Blake, but
I also put my kids to bed and wear headphones, so they don't know. I don't need to explain what that word means. I get it.
And your kids are young enough, and your kid is young enough that it's not a thing. But me, I've got this 15-year-old who's
Hey, Dad, what's that word mean?
Yeah, he's playing Elden Ring literally for the third time with his friends right now on a totally different build. So, like, he is capable of handling the violence. He's capable of handling controls. He's capable of handling everything. He's a freaking 15-year-old. I know he hears crap all around school and stuff, but it's like, did it have to be every other
so prevalent
word?
Yeah, you're right.
It is the most prevalent in any game I have ever played.
I mean, it's a tough life. That time. I mean, look what happened to the Greymanes, you know?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
And that's appropriate to maybe swear when you're getting your friend's head cut off or whatever, right? But like when it's just like, oh, I tripped over the pebble, son of a, you're just like, oh.
And
my
actually, to be honest, I stubbed my toe one time. I lost it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Mark, didn't you destroy a vacuum one time?
I did.
Not to bring that up. Sorry,
that's a real funny story.
There's times when you just.
My wife. I was newlywed with my wife at the time. And my stupid vacuum broke, and so I beat the shit out of it.
But you know what's funny? Everybody's like, why would I was like, no, that's how you handle things.
My wife was like, oh my gosh, what did I marry? Because she had never seen this. But
She's sleeping with one eye open.
I wanted to tell that vacuum. I wanted to show that vacuum who was boss.
Sometimes there's just things that push that button, and you destroy a vacuum.
And what's so funny? Well, it was in front. She was just staring. I would grab it and I was slamming it into the ground, and dust was flying everywhere. And then
and then you're getting more mad because
and then I just calmly went and just ordered another one, and then I went and started watching TV. I didn't think anything was wrong, but my wife had to go to her parents, and she had to call what did I it was hilarious. It was pretty funny. But
I'm glad you're still married.
I think personally,
she didn't understand. That vacuum broke. It was already broken. I was just making sure it knew that it was broken.
You put it out of its misery.
I think the release valve method is. I may be wrong. I'm not a counselor or anything, but I think the release valve method is far more healthy.
Oh yeah. Do you know how much wood I get chopped in the backyard? It's like when that hits, I'm like, I'm going to chop wood. My mom, my wife knows exactly what that means. I grab the axe and I just start chopping, and you feel just so good after.
Yeah. No, I've lost it like the people in this game, and you're just like, maybe that's why I relate with them. Yeah, it's kind of you know what?
I've done plenty of home projects.
I get how that guy's going.
Yeah,
no,
Blake, they don't have 2-ply toilet paper. No, you know what I mean?
No, they have zero ply.
They have a tough life.
I get it. Trust me, I get it.
Actually, sometimes when I play pinball, I get that feeling.
Oh no, dude!
So you know,
that's why the tilt is there.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like I said,
I gotta think okay, hey, not my machine. Walk away. Go.
Yeah. I'm only renting this. No, so I get it, but it is a little excessive in my humble opinion. So.
What's funny is
just laugh at
you. We talked about this like the day 1 or 2 because you said something and I was like, oh. I don't even remember that because it was during the cutscene or something. And I was like, I don't remember. I think I've become so
So is your brother. I've said the same thing to David, and he's like, oh, and not on this game, but on games in the past. He's like, I didn't even hear that. I was like,
yeah, we tune it out. Unless it's beeped like on when you're watching South Park on
I feel like
on
it's
TV.
more noticeable. Yeah,
but then it's even funnier.
Yeah. So
guys,
That's it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say there was an Xbox showcase. There was some cool games that were shown.
I didn't watch. Doesn't matter.
It was good.
Yeah, it was.
The Mass
good.
Effect game. What was it?
The Expanse. Yeah,
The Expanse looked really cool.
But I thought it was good. It was a 30-minute showcase. Just went through all the games. They didn't even have people pop up. It was great.
We should let's talk about it with David next week on that show.
Remember,
I do want to say I really like Crimson Desert. Because we never gave our final opinions.
As much as I get frustrated with certain things and how I think certain things should be taken away from the game, I think it's the more I play it, the more I enjoy it.
I think this is a game that doesn't come out like this caliber of game for me personally doesn't come out very often, and I am so glad I'm.
Is it because I don't think it's because as of right now, my game of the year is Resident Evil 9, hands down. Yeah. I don't think anything's come close. I still think that, but Crimson Desert is a really good time.
This is my kind of game.
Yeah.
I'm not getting work done sometimes, obviously, since you've seen how much time I've been playing
in like 2 days.
Yeah.
No, it's my kind. I mean, I sunk a little over 300 hours into Red Dead, and this game is way bigger. Well,
Blake, this might be your gateway drug to the Eastern market.
Yeah. Well, don't tell him that. Now he's going to shun it.
There is a lot of Eastern games that are just like, man, this is fun.
Nope. This is my art style. This is the exploration I want.
The expletives he enjoys.
The expletives.
Oh, one more thing before we go. Can we just get a GPS system in this
place? Hey. Okay. It is the GPSs were not invented. I know for a fact.
They didn't have them in the Wild West either, but Arthur seemed to know where he was going.
Hey. It was the aliens.
Yeah, it could have been.
We talked about this. My guess is they didn't put it in because the game is about exploring. So like it wants you to explore. But I think even with it in there, let's say they put it in, I don't think honestly it wouldn't bother me because Red Dead had it, Grand Theft Auto has it, and I still explored just as much in those games as I do.
I went over every square inch of that.
I would say the best exploration game I ever played previous to this one was Skyrim. It didn't have it. And that was what made it great.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get over it.
It did have a waypoint at the top of your screen as opposed to on the mini-map, so you were still able to... I think the waypoint was
the
better.
compass?
The waypoint was still better than the mini-map in the corner.
Yeah, I think that's patchable.
It won't be as big of a deal as more map gets committed to memory and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, I'm done. Thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
Xbox preview program. If you haven't watched it, we'll probably talk about it next week. But I actually enjoyed it. I think I told you, Mark, I liked it better than the first party showcase.
For sure. Oh, there were a lot of good games. I was surprised by some of them. Some of them I was like you, Jordan.
Yeah, there was at least 2 of them where I'm like, that's not for me. But 2 out of the how many did they show? 19.
You know what one that I really wanted to play is it wasn't Yakuza, but it looked just like Yakuza.
Like, is it the same? I gotta look into that. Is it the same developers? But it did look like a Yakuza.
It was,
game.
and it was Japanese mafia time period game where you could play in the 1920s, the 1930s, the 1940s. Blake, you might like this one. I know you're really getting into like Eastern developers and Eastern games now.
Oh man, it's my old personality.
Dude, Blake, you
it's
should
my
play.
Shirts,
I think
everything.
your next game should be Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
It is the only purpose of that game is making you smile and having a good time. That is Yakuza games and like, yeah. But we'll show you a trailer. It's really good. So that's it, everybody. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that is it. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for joining us. I don't think there's a member show tonight.
No,
because I have we're Mark's babysitting for me.
Yeah, they're
doing
literally
a stand-up job.
Yeah.
They're literally hanging outside our door right now.
So we gotta go put people to bed and all that fun stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Anyway,
like being here.
See ya.
I'm walking away from so far